The Galactic Council's emergency beacon screamed across every civilized system in the known universe. Ambassador Zekthor's crystalline form trembled as he addressed the assembled representatives of 400 species. "They're coming back," he whispered, his voice translating through the chamber's universal codec. "The ghosts of Sol have returned." 1,000,000 years ago, humanity had been a young species barely reaching for the stars. The Council remembered them as ambitious, reckless, and terrifyingly creative. When the Void Swarm, an extra-dimensional horror that had consumed galaxies, emerged at the edge of known space, it was humanity that volunteered for the impossible mission. 7,000 human warships carrying the brightest minds and bravest warriors of their species had plunged into the darkness beyond the galactic rim. Their mission: to find the swarm's origin and end the threat forever. They were never expected to return. Now sensors across the galaxy detected them. 7,000 signatures identical to the ancient human fleet, emerging from the cosmic void. Commander Jennifer Hayes stood on the bridge of the UHSF Indomitable, her weathered hands gripping the command console. Her dark eyes, enhanced with quantum neural implants, scanned the readouts with practiced efficiency. Behind her, the crew worked in synchronized silence. Humans who had been born, lived, and aged across a 1,000,000-year journey through dimensions that defied comprehension. "Captain Jack Morrison reporting from engineering," crackled the comm, temporal stabilizers holding at 93%. "We're syncing with this timeline's quantum signature." Jennifer allowed herself a thin smile. Jack had been her second in command when they departed Earth. Over countless centuries fighting in the void, he'd become so much more. Her anchor, her conscience, the one person who remembered what they were fighting for when the darkness tried to make them forget. "Good work, Jack. What's our fleet status?" "All 7,000 ships accounted for. We lost everyone we expected to lose. But we won, Jen. We actually won." The weight of those words hung heavy. Of the 12 million humans who had departed Earth, only 40,000 remained. But the Void Swarm was dead, erased from existence across every timeline it had infected. "Receiving transmission from Galactic Council Station Alpha," announced Lieutenant Park from communications. "They're afraid of us, Commander." Jennifer understood why. The fleet that had left had been explorers and defenders. The fleet that returned was something else entirely. They had fought wars in dimensions where physics was a suggestion, where time flowed backward, where reality itself was a weapon. They had evolved, adapted, and become something the universe had never seen. "Open a channel," Jennifer ordered. "Let's introduce ourselves." Ambassador Zekthor's chambers erupted in chaos as the human transmission came through. The holographic projection showed a woman who appeared to be in her 60s by old human standards, but whose eyes contained the weight of epochs. Behind her, the bridge of her ship pulsed with technology that made even the Council's most advanced systems look primitive. "Greetings, Galactic Council," Commander Hayes said, her voice carrying an accent from a humanity long extinct. "This is the United Human Space Fleet, returning from Operation Dark Horizon. We apologize for the delay. Temporal mechanics made scheduling difficult." "Commander Hayes," Zekthor managed, forcing his translator to remain steady. We have records of your departure. It has been 1,047,812 years since you left." Jennifer nodded. "We're aware. We've been monitoring the time stream during our approach. We understand humanity is now extinct in this galaxy." The silence that followed was deafening. It was true. Humanity's homeworld had been consumed by its star's expansion 300,000 years ago. Their colonies had been absorbed into other civilizations. Humans existed now only as genetic heritage in dozens of hybrid species. "We know," Jennifer continued, and for the first time emotion cracked her professional demeanor. "We've been watching. We've seen our children's children's children live and thrive and eventually fade. We've seen our legacy become myth, then forgotten entirely." Jack Morrison appeared beside her in the hologram, his cybernetic enhancements glinting in the ship's light. "But we also know why we left. We know what we fought. And we know that the Void Swarm would have erased everything. Every species, every thought, every moment of beauty in this universe. We succeeded. At what cost?" asked Counselor Vrith, her feathered crests rising in alarm. "Your fleet's energy signatures are disturbing. You've changed. What did you become out there?" Jennifer and Jack exchanged glances. How could they explain what they'd witnessed? They had sailed through eternities, fought creatures that existed before the concept of existence itself, and had been forced to embrace technologies and tactics that would horrify civilized worlds. "We became what we needed to become," Jennifer said simply. "We became humanity's last promise kept. And now?" Zekthor asked. "What do you want?" Jack stepped forward. "Permission to come home. We know Earth is gone. We know humanity as we knew it is gone. But this galaxy is still here because of what we did. We'd like to stay if you'll have us. We'd like to teach, to help, to ensure that what we learned in the dark isn't lost." "And if we refuse?" Vrith challenged. Jennifer's expression hardened. "We didn't fight for 1,000,000 years just to become conquerors, counselor. If you refuse, we'll move on, find an empty galaxy, start again. But understand this, we are humanity's ghost and we honor what we were. We're offering our protection, our knowledge, our sacrifice, not our dominance." The council chambers erupted in debate. 7,000 warships, each one capable of fighting wars across dimensional boundaries. 40,000 humans who had survived impossible odds. The most dangerous military force the universe had ever known, asking for shelter. Ambassador Zekthor made his decision. "Welcome home," he said. "Welcome home, children of Sol. You've been gone far too long." On the bridge of the Indomitable, Jennifer felt tears streaming down her face for the first time in centuries. Jack's hand found hers, both of them scarred and enhanced and utterly weary. "We made it," he whispered. "We made it," she agreed. Behind them, across 7,000 ships, 40,000 humans began the process of standing down from a war that had lasted 1,000,000 years. They had left as humanity's champions. They returned as humanity's legacy, dangerous, compassionate, unbroken. The ghosts of Sol had come home,